you're going out with your, like, is it your woman, your girlfriend, your wife, whatever. She makes more money than you, but yo, I think the gesture in of itself is kind of like what takes play at hand.
I think, K, so for going out for dinner and you still say, nah, I'm the man, I'm picking up the bill, I'm taking out my woman. Cool. Now rent's due, seeing? Like, I don't know. It just feels out of pocket. Like, bitch, you make more money than me and I'm paying all the bills in here, like, just so I could be the man here. I don't know.
No,
Something
and I
about that
understand that,
feels
but yo,
crazy.
but now that depends on your dynamic with this woman, right? Because it's like, did she always make more than you, or did she start making more than you during your union?
That wouldn't even make a difference.
That would make a difference, though.
But no, to the outcome. What I'm saying is, if you make more money than me, whether you did it before or you just
You know what,
started
though?
making more money than me, I feel like it's crazy that I'm here paying the majority of the bills and you make more money than me. Even if I was doing that before comfortably, now that you have some newfound wealth, like, yo, how you have me just over here paying for
that's
everything?
not even a balanced relationship.
That,
at
yeah, that in
point,
itself just feels weird. Like, she wouldn't take it upon herself to at least,
I don't
like,
think-
yo,
yeah, no,
look
no.
at me, I have more change now. Let me contribute something. Even if
Yeah.
I didn't flip it and say, okay, well, now you pay all the bills. But she was like, okay, we're going to join.
Well, that's where it
this.
comes, and
You
that's
know?
like the specifics of like the dynamic you guys share, right? Like if you guys are a team and working towards something, then obviously you guys are gonna do like whatever you can with your resources to alleviate or make the other person comfortable, right? So to alleviate some kind of financial pressure. If I make enough to, like, you know, it doesn't bother me in the same capacity it would bother you in, then boom, I understand that. But it gets technical because you understand, like, socially, people tie a lot of like the value of certain shit onto the money. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Especially a man.
it's super glorified. Right? And it's like it's not the only component to a relationship, but nonetheless, it's a very socially
It's
important.
very important because even me, as a man, I don't criticize people for their finances. I'm never the type of person who would say you're broke as an insult. Like, I'd only do that if you try to tell me about my finances and you're actually broke.
Yeah, then you're gonna
I
get
would
some
just get
words.
you in touch with reality.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
But I've never taken it. It never really crossed my mind to insult someone because of their lack of finances. I don't think like that.
No, I think that's kind
but
of a weak
even
attack.
when I look at myself, though, I'm a little bit more critical towards myself because I feel like, yo, if I'm not making a certain amount of money, like, bro, I do feel like a waste man.
No, that's fine. You know
You
what
know?
though? So okay, what I will say in certain things, navigating like socially at this age and dating and doing your certain things, like I feel like I'm not intimidated or I'm not bothered by by interacting with a woman, let's say, who potentially makes more than me, right? Because it's like I'm not gonna live or interact with her in a manner where it's gonna make me uncomfortable, where it's like I'm trying to prove her some kind of shit. Like I'm a nigga, I'm completely independent and I live within my means comfortably. You know what I mean? And so navigating socially with a woman or like in a relationship, I'm not gonna navigate in any fashion that's gonna make me uncomfortable or like I have to prove myself more to out my, like, no, it has nothing to do with that. Like her reality is her reality and my reality is my reality, and that's just kind of how you take it. Like if our realities can meet and like they mesh well, then nobody said, then yo, if we're gonna plan as a unit later on, we can have those conversations and then figure out what we're doing financially if we're gonna combine our resources. You get what I'm saying? But if not, then I'm just gonna like maintain a level of lifestyle that I'm comfortable navigating with, right? Like you can't, you shouldn't go broke dating, or you shouldn't go broke like trying to pursue a relationship or upkeep some kind of standard that is unrealistic to the level of wealth that you're at.
Yeah, no, I feel that. But I know, like, because of how men value themselves, especially in relation to money, like money is a big part of
It's
how,
a big yeah.
because money is power. So the less money you have, the less power you have. The more power you have. So as a man, you want to like, you don't want to feel like you have, like, you're powerless, right?
Absolutely.
So if you have a woman that makes a lot more money than you, that might make you feel away. And then even just to like maintain a certain image, I can see a lot of guys, if they're like, okay, she makes more money than me, then he's there trying to like maybe fulfill what he thinks she wants. So he's only taking her to like expensive restaurant. He's doing things that's out of his.
Even that.
fucking-
But is he
even-
doing that with his money?
Yeah.
Yeah, with his
In
money.
this example, it's with
I'm
his
saying
money.
I could picture, because I asked him if he'd be comfortable talking to a woman that makes more money than
Right.
him, meaning I'm aware that there's men who would be uncomfortable. And then when they're confronted with it, either they're gonna like fuck up the relationship or like avoid the woman, or they're gonna try and overcompensate to his point of like, you shouldn't go broke to date. And
Well,
it's
my
like,
thing
I
is
could see
too.
people
So
doing
even
that
in
shit.
that example, in what you're stating, they're dating from almost an ego based perspective or an ego based lens, where it's like, yo, if you, like, the ego is the perception of the reality of like the reality of the factor. Like the reality you're living may not be in fucking perfect alignment with the ego you want to be portrayed as. So if you want to make it seem like, oh, I got it, but it's at the expense of my reality, well, now you're dating unhealthily through the lens of an ego.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Whereas,
Ain't gonna last too long.
how can it? Because it's not real. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you're maintaining a facade, something that you just want to feel, although it's not real. You get
Or
what I'm
there's
saying?
even guys who won't even go that far. They'll feel like this is just too much, and then like they would probably
Well, they're imitating. But then
just
you
stay
know,
away from the woman.
But
Like,
now you
they
get the whole-
pass up on the opportunity.
now you get the women who are gonna feed into the, oh, well, men are just scared of an independent, strong
Oh
woman.
no. Intimidated. They
Intim-
love
that's
that
what it-
word.
That's the word. That's the word.
They love to
You're
abuse that
intimidated
word.
by
Oh, these guys are intimidated by me, by a strong woman, an independent
But you know
woman, or
what,
a
though?
successful woman.
As
you
much
know?
as the man, I'm like, because I talk shit to that shit all the time. I look at it as a cop and an excuse. But there is a level of truth to that because there is a degree of men or a population of men that are intimidated by that. A lot of
Yeah.
niggas, I know a lot of men, and it's like, I don't know if it's a weak mentality or like however you guys want to take it or receive it as, but there are a large portion of men that won't. It's simply like, yo, they do not want to feel emasculated in the realm of finances when it comes to their
I wouldn't even
relationship.
call it weak. I would like me personally.
That's why I said
Well,
emasculated.
it's the definition of stay in your lane, right? Like,
Yeah,
you
'cause, like,
don't
Act your wage.
Yeah,
that
because like
too.
you said, bro, like we are like very ego-driven creatures, and money is power. So as a man, like you want to have muscles. You want to know, like you want to know that I could fight. If I get into a fight, I could knock a nigga out. I want other people to know I could do this. You know what I mean? Like you want to have power represent you. You know, and if you don't have no bread, then you know. Or simply you have less than she does. You know that she, like in certain areas, she's literally more powerful than you. And that may affect how you feel about the relationship.
It becomes like a weird insecurity, and it'll come out in different ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Now all of
so-
a sudden you're ego tripping, you're acting like a dickhead.
So understanding the psychology of a lot of men, like I don't know if I would call that man weak or if he's just an average man. Like I can see, like you put an average man in a challenging situation, he might crumble, you know? So I wouldn't say it's weak, but yeah, I could like me personally, I wouldn't be affected by it. I'm gonna be me, you know. I'm gonna do my thing, but I ask because I know that like a lot of guys would be like, man, fuck that, bro.
So,
I'm
But
you
not
I
even
know
dealing with
myself
her.
too, so it's a different thing where it's like, I'm not gonna act like I can do something when I can't. Like if I'm in my car and homegirl pulls up to me in a Maserati,
But would you feel overshadowed by her? Would you feel like I don't even want to deal with her because she's got too much going on for me? Or would you feel like, bro, I'm still lit as who I am, and she's still gonna find me impressive? And if she doesn't, fuck her. Like, how do you feel?
it's a little bit of all of it. Like
Or you got a little
I'm
bit of
still
everything.
lit. She still might like me, but yo, you're too much.
See, I don't.
So
think like that.
ultimately, when it
Like,
comes
you know
down
what
to
I'm saying? But-
decision making, would you then like, is it a pass or is it a smash or pass? You know, like, would you stick with the woman who's making more money than you and you could work with it, or is it like, yo, this is too much? I would actually prefer not to be with her. Which one? Where do you fall?
Based off of like just the question alone, I
Off
would
the finances.
probably go my way.
Okay.
Which is what? Like,
Just
So that
I'm
means
gonna-
he's not fucking with her.
so you're
I'm
not
not-
fucking with her.
I'm not fucking with her in the sense of like I just don't, cause I'm gonna be real.
So let
So
me tell you
I'm gonna
something.
be real to myself.
Absolutely.
What am I offering her that's gonna make her better?
But see that can. So that's
Or
where you,
like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like she definitely has the stuff to make me better. I don't think I'm helping her out. I'm definitely talking to her to boost myself.
So do you think that your most important qualities are the resources you could provide? When it comes to a relationship, like when you're looking at a woman and you said what like basically what could I offer her, right? And you're saying you don't have much because she has more money than you. So does
Not
that
the
mean that
sense I
you
don't
think the
have
money is the
much.
most important thing you would have to offer her?
No, not the most important thing, but it's definitely gonna be a
It's like
top
it's a big
issue.
factor.
It's definitely gonna be a top factor because at the same time, it's like I would definitely have to excel in other categories.
well, the thing is, so put it like that. In your example, because I was listening, where this woman likes you, she has her Maserati, whatever. Boom. I'm not necessarily going to be intimidated by the aspect of like, oh, like this bitch or this woman makes more than me. You know what I mean? I'm like one, you already like me, so I'm already in a net positive, right? My thing would be to unpack or to discover what it is you like about me. Like, all right, cool, you're obviously drawn to me, so there's something about my character that you like. You get what I'm saying? Like it's beyond money because you have eyes, I have eyes. I'm driving a Beamer, you're driving a Maserati. Like, like clearly, like, you know, you have eyes. You know I'm not where you're at if I'm not dressed a certain way and I don't carry myself a certain way, but you were still drawn to whatever it is that I have. And so, me personally, I would navigate the interaction on the basis of like, yo, there is a mutual interest in one another. And my interest wouldn't be strictly like financial to whatever. So I'd be like, all right, cool. Like, she's doing well for herself. What I will do as an individual who's just interested and always likes to learn is I would ask her, like, boom, how'd you, like, what's going on? And like, I would ask you about your situation, obviously, because like we're humans, we're here to have discussions and to learn with each other.
That's what I was saying.
Right?
Sorry.
So I would have a conversation, I would have multiple conversations with you or various conversations with you. And like, if there's a way that I can improve or like grow from our conversation, then I would take that like with me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna like downplay, like, boom, she may know some shit that will be beneficial to you. You get what I'm saying? And it doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, you're emasculated, you're less than her because you're not privy to the information she understands. Because yo, you have to understand as well, there is an alert to you that she is drawn to as well. And then once you kind of like understand each other, you get to know what it is. Like, let's say, for example, the way in which she likes you is strictly like to feed her ego. If I didn't like the way that I'm like being like received or the way like I feel in this
used.
interaction, like, yeah, if I'm being used, like, oh, she just looks at me as like a boy toy
Yeah.
or some shit like that, where it's like I'm being almost like objectified or I feel less than in this dynamic, then I will take it upon myself to leave said dynamic. But if the interest is genuine and the connection is genuine, and it's like, yo, we just have something that, like, you know, hey, it may not be finances over here, but you just saw something you like over here, and I got a lot of charisma and leadership ability that you just didn't know you needed in your life.
I know.
Then, yo, boom, I don't see why a relationship couldn't pursue. And I wouldn't necessarily be like intimidated by that, but it's like, yo, like, what the fuck? I'm gonna obviously, if I'm aligning myself with someone in this category that's doing better in this like area of life, so financially, I'm gonna see and have the conversations I had to like progress there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna align myself high better. I don't know, fuck, nigga, I'm gonna do better.
But you're saying you feel differently.
No, I was saying based off of like what you're just asking me, like
Like, what can
off
I
of
learn?
that I'd have been like, yeah, I'll go my way. But I would have looked at
'Cause
it.
I'm going-
I would have went based on the interaction. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you were asking me like, oh, just on like material value.
Because I'm like, my question is based on like, you only have surface level information about this person. Like, you guys kind of just met.
Yeah, she likes
I'm
the
not
way-
making an
Like, if I
example
see
like,
her
oh, you
eyeing
guys
me-
have been together for 6 months. Like,
No,
that's too much.
No, if
Like,
I see her eyeing me and it's one of those ones,
and you
where
guys
it's
are
like,
having conversations, so something is ensued. You guys are speaking.
Then, yeah, I'll
you are
definitely-
aware that she makes more money than you. Maybe you fucking met her in the parking lot, getting in her fancy car. You're getting in yours. Some kind of words were exchanged. She has an interest in you, but you know she makes more money than you. You know, without knowing all of her other qualities, that she's just an attractive woman, just like any other woman you could come across.
And she looks
but she
expensive.
makes more. Yeah, you know that she makes more money than you. Would that simple fact alone have an impact on how you navigate with this woman? Is ultimately what I was asking. His answer is no.
My identity
His
and like, the
answer-
way I navigate is not strictly tied to my finances. I have a lot of other qualities in which I take like real strong pride in, and like, you know,
So he still sees value in himself in that relationship, despite the fact that she has more money. Whereas your response previously was, with her having more money, what could I offer her? I know what she could do for me, but I couldn't do anything for her. And then that's why I was like, well, do you think the finances are the most significant thing that you have to offer her? Right? Because based on that answer is what it sounds like, you know? On his answer, it sounds like whatever he's got going on, personality, charisma, merit, whatever is unique to him is what he's placing as like his leverage, you know?
my value.
But to bring it back, I'd probably like also how the interaction was. I would go off of that, right? Like just on whatever you said.
Let's just say it's just like any
feel like
other
it's
positive
indifferent.
interaction you've had with a woman previously.
But you just know she's
The
breaded.
only difference now is you just know that she has more money. Maybe somebody told you before you was talking to her. Maybe I don't know. You just seen her drop $1 million out of her fucking bag. I don't fucking know.